brighter light. Inner circles here where voices thrive. Turn on your screens, let the magic unfold. Listening and healing as stories are told. Come one, come all, this is your time. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. Inner Circle podcast where hearts unite. Sharing our truths, bringing hope to the light. Community strong, we're never alone. Together as one, we've created a home. With laughter and love, we break down the walls. No topics too tough, just heed the calls. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. So join the conversation, let's set the tone.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the last episode of 2025 Inner Circle Podcast. Man, it's been a year though, right? What? Today is what?
December
December
31st,
31st,
the last day of the
2025.
year.
2025. I know our Liberian people getting ready to go to watch night. I don't know what is watch night, but hey, whatever that is. you
Last
know,
night is the
so
countdown.
watch
But you
night is
know,
when they have the countdown in the church, though. In the church. In the
yeah, in
church.
the church. But before we
Oh,
get to
okay.
that, like
Yeah.
for me, what I did today was, and I do every month at the end of the month, is just make sure I paid every bill that is due. Because
Oh, so you wait December 31st to pay every
I
bill.
I make sure, no, I don't wait to pay it, but I make sure every month I just check because it's a lot of things I got to keep track of.
Okay.
Every month before the last day of the month or before the month ends, I make sure I've paid every bill because my credit is important to me. So if you haven't formed that habit, people, please do.
Okay. Anyway, before we get into it, folks, tonight, right, is our last show of 2025, and what we are doing here is New Year resolution. Other members of Inner Circle panelists, the panel will be joining us, but here is my regular co-host, Miss B, very committed. She's always on point. It's like 2025. She's the reason this platform has grown so much. People love the platform. People love Miss B. And I'm new. People love Miss B. People love Winnie. People love Miss B. People love all the other people. Then they ain't love me, but I don't care. You know what I mean? It is what it is, right? It's stuff. But
They
she's
love
the
to hate you, and therefore
yeah,
they love
she's,
you, Abraham.
yeah.
Without
So
you, we
but
couldn't
yeah,
be.
but 2026, right? New Year resolution. That's what we're doing tonight. 2026 New Year resolutions, right? And whatever your resolution is, let us know. That's this is the last show of 2025, and what we are doing 2026 New Year resolution. So, folks, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, on LinkedIn, X, Apple Podcast, Instagram, everywhere. We are all over, right? And 2026 part, we're gonna be all over your screen. So if you want to know my resolution, Cycle Podcast is gonna be all over, everywhere. We're gonna be in the community and all right. That's my New Year resolution. But anyway, Miss B, man. First of all, I want to appreciate you, right? It's been a great year with you. Very consistent. We did our business, the business segment. That's my favorite, though, right? Among all the
Me
shows on
too. I
Cycle
love it.
Podcast,
I love it.
that
I love
business and finance segment is my favorite. It's my favorite, and the fact that every Wednesday we do that, I love it. And today's happened to be Wednesday, but we're not going to be doing business anyway, right?
No,
We're going
but
to be
I
doing
mean,
New Year
anything can
resolution.
come up tonight.
Yeah,
Anything may
yeah,
come
yeah,
up
yeah,
tonight. It
yeah,
is New Year resolution. The
yeah,
last day of 2025. Anything can come up.
yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I want to celebrate you too, Abe. I mean, you started this thing. You reached out to a bunch of us, right? When we're all together, I think it was about good 9 or 10 of us that are part of this Inner Circle podcast family. And I'm like, okay, I honestly like 2013, 2012, mid 2012, going into 2020, 2013 and going into 2014, I was doing promotions. I was doing Girls Talk with, it was Mercy and Miss B. And so I really I enjoy this. I enjoy this. And so I thank you and I appreciate you pulling me back into this atmosphere, right?
Mm,
This
mm.
is this is my passion. You know, for most folks that don't know me, you know my activist sides, but acting, you know, talk show hosting, red carpet hosting, every now and then, depending on who asks, I still do red carpet host. I love it. I love talking to people. I like to hear what they have to say, what their viewpoints are. And so I really want to tell you thank you of thinking of me. I don't even know why you thought of me because I don't even think you knew me back in my Mercy Misspeak or time, my Star Nation TV days. I don't even think you knew me,
Uh,
but you wasn't paying attention to me like that. And so for you to even think about me, I guess that's just, you know, kind of shows how this is destined. And so I'm here for the long haul, and I want to
first of
appreciate
all, for, you see how she is, right? The auntie of my case, right, telling me that I don't know her, right? Hey, I might not know her, but I know her intimately,
you.
intimately.
He
That's
does.
how it is, right? Is that if you know someone intimately, you know their talent, you know
Yeah,
who they are. All that other people might know you, but they don't know you the way I know you, right? You might think I don't know you, but hey, anyway, but that's a whole nother topic,
I
right? So, yeah.
appreciate you. Thank
But
you.
but I think like man, your talent number one, you love the community, and this is a community show. Number two, you are passionate about the immigrant experience in America. You know, that's the thing I admire you for, right? You myself, my politically, you're not don't agree.
No, we don't.
Far off, it's like on the left field, I'm on the right field, right? It's like politically, your whole family and myself don't agree because like you guys are leftists. I mean, for me, it's like I'm a Republican. I love my money Bennett. You know, you guys love to get welfare out to people. I'm not into that kind of thing. If I suffering, say I let the work for my money. So anyway, but but your fam is like you, man. You are so talented. You love the immigrant community. Your advocacy and stuff like that. So I feel like when we're doing this thing, right? It's not me, no, but it's an inner circle, right? It's like the guys. I'm gonna give the guys credit, and stuff like that. We're doing. I said, gosh, I gotta reach out to my sister-in-law because she's very passionate about the community. She loves the community. She always in the community. So I think she'll be a good person. So I think so that's why I say, hey, I had to reach out to you, right? And it's a whole people see you and I on here, or or Wayne or Peterson, but it's a whole group of people behind this thing.
Yes, yes.
That make
We
this
are
thing
a big
happen. It's not
family
just
that
us.
makes
Yeah,
this
it's a big family. Yeah, it's a big family
happen.
behind this whole thing. And 2025 has been our growth year where
Yeah, yeah.
we have made a lot of progress in 2025.
We're
Man, I must
1 years
commend
old.
you.
We're
Yeah.
a baby.
Yeah, we're still learning to walk and to crawl, all those things there, but don't worry. We'll be at that YouTube do, right? That YouTube channel do who came to Minneapolis here, went to the five, went to the five Somalian spot. He said child care center, and man, that stuff went viral though, but guess what?
I can be so behind, but I was today old when that hit me. I'm like, wow, really? But apparently his stuff was wrong. He was like not accurate. That's what I'm hearing. His
Nah, well,
reporting was
whatever was
not,
accurate now, right? And then
and it
so
was
so that
harmful, but it's
That's the
viral.
kind of void. That's the kind of void Inner Circle podcast will fill, right? We'll go
Yeah.
into these communities and actually do live
I
shows in the
do want to do
communities.
that. Be more
I
at
will do
events
that. We'll
this
do that.
year.
That's what it's also New Year resolution 2026 for Inner Circle podcast will be in your hood. Will be in the
Yes,
community. You
yes.
say you love red carpet stuff. You're not gonna be red
We're
carpet. You're gonna
available for
be in
Inner
the
Circle
community.
podcasts to do red
Exactly.
carpets,
Yeah.
to do meet and greets, to do
Mm-hmm.
lounges, day parties.
Exactly.
We're gonna
Exactly.
be open for a lot of things in 2026. But we still
Yeah.
want to be, where the real news is happening too, because
No, yeah. I
I did
mean,
a little bit of journalism in college as well. And all through high school, I was on yearbook, anywhere I could do writing. My very first article that I actually wrote was about a dog. This was like probably like fourth, fifth grade. I wrote the
Nah, I
article.
see why you love dog. Guess what, folks? If you don't know, right, this lady is like, I don't let dog business my whole life. You know what I mean? And like, but she and her family for some reason they love dog. I ain't let dog. I had me a dog. Don't go here and there, right? But anyway,
But despite that, he liked my dog, you guys. He did. He did. He did. He would come to the house and Sinatra would go running to him. And he didn't run. He would just be like, Denise, come get your dog. Come get Sinatra. He actually knew Sinatra's name and everything. So that's what I liked about my dog. It's like he was a pit bull, and no matter who came over, they fell in love.
Okay, but yeah, but anyway, folks, so we'll be in your hood, right? It's like 2025 has been a great year. We just been building the foundation, but now we're gonna take it to a whole new level. So my New Year resolution, Circle is gonna be everywhere, you know. And yes, the thing though, Miss B, right? Is like, when I started this, I said I wanted to be the Elon Musk. But I forgot to know that stuff take work and energy, right? I was doing so much, right? It's like they do run like 6 companies, right? When you and I, it was last year, 2024, you and I were on here doing the similar thing, New Year resolution. And I said I wanted to be that Elon Musk. I did, and I actually did so much. The only unfortunate part is, right, Elon Musk a trillionaire. I'm still broke. That's the only.
But you have to think it took lots of years. How old is his companies? 30 plus years companies, like all the billionaires. I think the only youngest company among everybody is Mark Zuckerberg's,
No,
right?
even Elon Musk is like, I mean, X is not X, space, what is his
Which
most,
was the first entity that he started?
yeah, is the
The
Tesla, I
satellite?
mean, yeah,
Was it
Tesla,
Tesla or the
yeah.
satellite company?
No, no, Tesla is very young. Tesla not even 20 years old.
Okay.
Facebook came before Tesla, actually.
And then what can help you grow even faster is if you have an invention. That's what I shared on my Instagram the other day. This person went over, all the different inventions that, African Americans have done here over the years, from peanut butter to
Hmm.
the brush,
Hmm.
computers, everything, right? And if you have a tangible product like Tesla, that helps you to grow even faster, right?
Hmm.
Whereas, the internet is like, okay, it was this non-tangible thing, so people couldn't process it. So it took Bill Gates a little bit longer, but he's there, right? And then you have Warren Buffett, good old railroad, right? That's old money, right? Old wealth, starting from railroad and infrastructure, where you will see logically most of the money, the real wealth started from infrastructure, right? It will be light rail, it will be roads, it will be non-tangible products, basically not products you can really hold, taste, or feel, and sometimes not even see, like the internet, right? And so depending on what that product is, you could scale a lot faster and grow wealth a lot quicker. And I think we have to put these people's wealth building into perspective, right? What were the mechanisms, what were the support that they had behind them to be able to scale to such measures and accumulate self-wealth? And you have to think it's happening at a time when you have the digital world is expanding too. So accessing information, accessing product information, all of those things are growing wealth way faster than the Andrew Carnegie, the Rockefeller, and JP Morgan time. So it's about the times and different things that are helping people to grow wealth. And so you will get there, Abraham. All that to say, you're going to get there.
Oh, okay, okay. So you went through all that just to let me know that I'm gonna get there
You're
anyway.
going to get
But yeah, yeah. But anyway, folks, first of all, I'm glad you brought up Warren Buffett. Today, Warren Buffett is retiring. He's almost about to be 100 years old. He
What does
retired.
retirement means for him? Like he doesn't get up and show up somewhere? Is that what
No, he's
retirement?
there. He's pretty much there, right? But he's still, God has blessed him. He's in the 90s, in the late 90s. He's old. He hardly works anymore. But he's passing the company on to someone else to run it, right? Because he doesn't have that energy anymore.
Good
He's
luck.
old, right? So he's retiring. So today is his last day as CEO
He
of
was
his
still
company.
Berkshire Hathaway. He was still holding the CEO position. I thought he was just on
Yeah,
the
yeah,
board.
yeah, yeah. He's been a CEO, right, since the day he founded that company, and the company is worth trillions of dollars. Most successful company in the history of the United States,
Yeah.
right? He's
American
one of
owned.
the most one of the most is like he's calling the Oracle of Omaha, right? And so he's retiring today. So I'm glad that you brought in, that you brought that up.
He's
Today, Warren.
one of the people that I really do admire and look up to when it
Really?
comes.
So how come you didn't become an investor in his company and go to his annual, like he had an annual meeting, right? If one of my greatest regret in life is like I love the stock market, right? But I wish I would have been maybe like invested in his, or
Myself.
and actually go to those conference like annually, right? His investor conference was like the ticket of the town.
Like if I
Ticket,
knew
right?
you, maybe if I knew you in college when I was just literally throwing money away, right? That was when I was in college in 2002. That was a time when a lot of this investment should have been happening. Just imagine how much wealth I would have accumulated now. Because I've never been a big spender to invest in the Gucci and the product, to be honest, right?
Mm-mm.
What I've always invested in is going out to eat and traveling. So in college, unfortunately, I could have been student debt free, but I didn't have the level of um, advice when it came to economics and money management that I have now, right? And so, yes, my parents did a good job. They sent me to school, they paid for most of it. But where were they to tell me, don't be frivolous with your money? So I took the student loans to go to Miami spring breaks, take friends to Applebee's and Buffalo Wild Wings to eat out. Um, and I could have been taking that money to invest in stock, invest in Amazon, and invest in Berkshire Hathaway, like people like Warren Buffett. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get
It's
there.
never too late. When it comes to the stock market, it's never too late, right? It's like
Yeah.
don't. It's like if I sit here, I could, maybe by this time,
Coulda,
you guys won't have no cycle podcast. I could have been a multi-millionaire, traveling around the world, have my own private jet. But maybe there's a reason I'm still here on the cycle podcast, because but when it comes to the stock market, right, it's never too late, right? It's about I think when it comes to when it comes to the stock market, what the black community need to know, right? We shouldn't think that it's only for the millionaires or the rich,
Mhm,
right? It's for everyday. Just take your time to learn it. It's the
mhm.
greatest wealth creator, though. That's what I can tell folks, right? It's like people think it's too risky, but when you look at black men like to gamble as hell. People go to the casino, they play lottery,
That
and I
part.
think
That part, sometimes my husband likes to say the white man's ice is no colder because you think ice is ice, right? It shouldn't matter where you buy your ice from. All ice is ice. And the thing is, you believe in putting it in a slot machine, but you don't believe in putting it in the stock market.
that's the thing, right? I tell people I don't gamble, but that's the only gamble I do. Stock market. That's the only gamble I do. I gamble there because I read about these companies. They put up their quarterly report, their annual report. I try to read the mind of like the Jimmy Diamond, or even like Warren Buffett, all these, like smart guys, where they tell you how the economy is doing, how the country is doing. That's the reason. Is like so. I like to gamble that way, but you're not getting me to a cause. You and myself go to Las Vegas. I'm only going to enjoy
I
everything else,
never entered a
but
lot
not
of
the casino,
casino.
right? I don't do that stuff. I don't do the lottery because I feel like, man, I think only old white folks win the lottery.
Like who
That's the
won the lottery in our Little Rock, Arkansas? Either that or it's rigged.
only
It
old
has
white
to be
folks.
rigged.
I've been following that lottery for a long time. Only old white folks win the lottery. So yeah, so I
He
don't
said
bother myself with it.
one young African American girl won it, but I think she's
Ah, okay,
again.
okay.
So
But
I want to ask you, given all of that, why not investment banking? Why not Wall Street? Why are you working in Fortune 500 companies
no,
now?
you
Why not?
see, that I always been in corporate finance, right? I love corporate finance. I don't like investment banking, right? It's like if I want to do my own trade, I don't do my own. I'm a day trader, folks.
Hmm.
Okay, I don't trade my own stocks. You know what I mean? It's like, I know where you're coming from, right? You go to Wall Street, but folks that are on there, man, it's a lot of work, and some of them be on
And
drugs. That's what I
pressure,
heard. That's what I heard.
the adrenaline. That's where
That's
the
what I
real
heard, right? It's like
gambling is
never
happening.
been there. It's like never been there, so I don't want to judge them. But hey, it's lucrative though. Your
Hmm.
point, very lucrative. These folks make investment bankers make millions and millions of dollars, no doubt. You know what I mean? Stuff. But hey, it's like they be working like crazy hours, and I love my kids too, right? It's like even though I'm still broke, but I want to spend time with my family and my
That
kids, and
part. That
travel and all that stuff, stuff. But anyway. It's be 2026, man. What are you looking forward to 2026? What's your New Year resolution? You and your family. Now I will tell mine.
For me, I just want to be even more economically focused because, like you, I feel like where I am financially, I could have been double digit millionaire by now, right? And I feel like I've played around. Like when we got a little bit complacent and feeling like we made it, and so been just like out there, and not really watching how we can really, really get a good return on our investments. And I think that's what really all of 2025 going into 2026 is how do we continue to make strategic moves? How do we stay economically focused, right? Like stop putting money here, I think out there in our social life, and start being more strategic about those double digits. I mean, I should be worth at least $25 million by now, but that's my New Year's resolution. Like I get up every day, even more so this last quarter of the year. I'm just like, okay, God, I have the ambition. I know I have the wherewithal, but I need that strategy. Like, where do I really plant these seeds for them to grow accordingly? I have patience, you know, I'm still young. So I have patience, but I really want to be strategic. And so I'm just praying for those answers. That's my New Year's resolution. Stay
Okay.
economically focused.
Okay, okay, okay. That's a good. I mean, that's a good one. But anyway, right, when she said, we all been. First of all, the thing about the black experience, right, we're all born in deficit. I don't know about Miss B. She's a Congo woman, but hey, maybe I don't know about her. But I know most black people were born in deficit. So sometimes we have to try to figure it out. The reason why people ask me sometimes, why did you go into finance? I said because God is like I was born into a deficit. I love money business. Anybody that know me, my kids know me. Anybody that ever knew me, I'm broke though. Don't get me wrong, I'm very broke, very very broke. Right? But I just love the idea of money. I follow the stock market. I see all these multi-millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires. The reason though, right, is that you see, it's like how are these guys making it? I don't love money so much. I'm not a flamboyant person. Like Miss B, you see me like, man, I ain't people be wondering like chill, lay back. I'm not a flamboyant person. You'll never see me doing all those. I will not be driving Range Rover. You not see me doing or going to the club wasting my money. You not see me do all those stuff. I love fun, but nah, I ain't do that. I don't like to show off. I'm not that type. But I just like the idea, right, Miss B, just like you. I feel like to me, if you just follow, but the fact that we are born in deficit, sometimes, right, you make the wrong choices.
Hmm.
Certain time you feel that you have arrived, and
Hmm.
you realize you still struggling, dude. You know,
Yeah.
you still broke, right? But we feel that we have arrived, and when you look back, I always see the same thing. Right? I should have, multi-millionaire. I've made it by now. I should be good. Maybe have my own private jet, have my own, whatever. But
You want that jet, and I pray you get it because you talk about that gas guzzling, bad for the environment. No, my wealth
oh, you
amassing is
see.
not to get a
here
private jet.
comes here comes the liberal in you tell you tell you folks, right, it's like
It's so bad for the
here comes
environment.
the liberal in you. But anyway, I'm just saying, right, the point I'm trying to say, right, we all been black people, right, is that because of our experience we are born in deficit, right? And so for us to get there is hard.
Hmm.
And so sometimes we make so many mistakes along the way, but it's never too late. I guess that's what I'm trying to validate your point. Right? It's never too late. When you're in your 40s, right? The only thing I don't want you to do when you're in your 40s, saying only thing you should try to do is like, how can you? You're still young. Don't get me wrong, you're still young. But even Warren Buffett, he was in his late, I think, 40s or whatever. When he started Berkshire Hathaway. And today,
Yeah,
guess
Martha
what?
Stewart started her company at age 50.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's never too late. It's never
never
too late for
too
you
late.
folks. So I would say, like, for me, my New Year resolution, right, is that for 2026, man, I said, right, 2025, when I said I want to be like Elon Musk, it actually happened for me, but it happened in a way that Miss B, right, is like, I have done, like, okay, I have my full-time job,
Hmm.
okay? We have Inner Circle Podcast.
Hmm.
We have Inner Cycle, right, the non-profit, right, and stuff. And then I have two other side hustles. So you know what I mean? But guess what? I'm still broke. That's the only thing that's missing, right? I'm doing the Elon Musk type of thing. So
And that's what it
2026.
is, the principles, right? It's about the principles. And I was listening, so me too, like you, going into 2025, I say if I want to grow wealth, I need to surround myself with things, even if it's reading books. Like I read one book this year, and it's called Financial Fitness Through Faith. And I wanted to read more, right? But I just, at least I was told myself I want to read books this year, and I did. I read one, and I will read more in 2026. But I want to follow people, so that's where I intentionally follow Warren Buffett, right? Like whatever his daily report is, whatever, right? So it's like the first thing, and I'm this guy. He's a Nigerian guy, very successful. The first thing about growing wealth, and that's what you're on to, Abraham, is research. He said what he did was he researched eight wealthiest people in Nigeria, right? To see how did they get there, what were they investing in, what were their practices. And then he talks, because he's a pastor, so he talks about religion versus principle. He says their religion can be a hindrance to growing wealth, the way in which people take it, because you will just be focused on religion and think that just by praying to God you're going to get wealthy. No. And then there are people who they apply just the principles and they grow wealth, but there's downfalls, there's all these things to it. So is you have to figure out how to bring religion and the principles together in order to be wealthy and grow wealth. And I was like, he is so right. Because for me, I don't have a religion that I belong to. I feel like I'm a spiritual person, right? And so
Mhm,
I think religion has too many norms and traditions that hinder you, right?
mhm, mhm,
So
mhm,
that's why I don't feel like there's a specific religion that I belong to. And then I said, okay, then what I'm missing then I must be these life principles, right? Right? What are the principles? What are my values that I need to align with my spiritual faith and belief in order for me to amass the amount of wealth that I feel like I'm divine to do, I'm destined to do, right? But I have been my own hindrance. And so as you are saying, I'm doing all these things, but I'm so broke, you're on the right path, because you're exploring who has it, you're exploring what the different mechanisms that need to happen. Now you just have to figure out, how do I put all this strategy, what is the more research that I need to do in order to grow the wealth that I need to grow.
yeah, I think, I mean, it's like that's that's a perfect advice right there, right? Because as I said, right, it's like I actually, sometimes you ask God for something, or you say you're not a religious person. For me, guess what, folks? I Me too. I'm not a religious person, but I belong to a faith. I'm a Catholic. I go to church every Sunday. You know what I mean, and stuff like that, just to get my mind right. Because I'm crazy, crazy. I do crazy stuff. So I make sure I go to church every Sunday for 1 hour, receive my communion, listen to my priest preach or my pastor preach, and like it gets me grounded. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. But I think, to your point right there, right? It's like I asked God, right? I was coming to, I said, it was my New Year resolution. Not even asking God, but I spoke that out. My New Year resolution, I want to think, I want to be like Elon Musk. It actually happened for me when I look back. 2025 actually happened for me. I had so much going on. When I say so much going, not just being busy, right? Actually ventures, right?
Yeah.
Things going along. It's just that, but and I look back, I said, but damn, dude, I'm still broke. My bank account is still negative and stuff. Is that what's going on? But Elon Musk is a trillionaire. So what am I doing? So to your point, maybe it's like now 2026. Okay,
It will all
I have
materialize.
I have figured out, how to actually, get hustle going, right? Maybe now I need to monetize those hustles.
Mm,
Hey, or maybe make them, you know, put on a different level, put on a different skill, because certain talent I discovered in myself in 2025 I never even knew I had. Like the whole inner cycle podcasting we're doing, right? Folks that know me as I do all my thing, but they think I'm shy, I don't talk, blah blah blah. But same with got inner cycle podcast. First of all, I love fun. I love to crack jokes and all of the other stuff. But I think I've discovered some talent in myself, right? I said, oh wow, I never knew I had that. So the whole 2025 coming to 2025, I said I want to be the Elon Musk. It actually worked for me, folks. It's just that the only difference is I'm still broke, and Elon Musk is a trillionaire. So it's like that was my 2025 resolution. So to your point, maybe My one of my 2026 resolutions is how can I maybe like not to get to Elon Musk trillion years, but maybe how can I start making some few bucks off of everything that I'm doing.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like another thing is like who we have around us, right? So I'm planting seeds as far as being really intentional around who my relationships are with, right? And it's not just because people gravitate to me, then I'm just going to be okay with them being in my space. And not to say that I ever want to feel like I'm better than people, right? I'm always going to be a people person, but I want to be intentional as far as building wealth. That's another thing you have to realize that none of the people who are wealthy did it by themselves. Not one. I'm still looking for somebody to tell me who that person is,
No,
right?
no, no.
You don't build wealth on an island, right? But what I hear from everybody is saying it's important the people that you have around you when you're on this journey. And so I'm like, okay, I want to be intentional. There are people who I may just have them just for, you know, good times, which is fine, right? You're the
Mhm.
friend, you're the friend, you're the your acquaintance that I want to take the trip with because there's just something about your vibe that when we're on a vacation or whatever, I want you there, right? Um, but are you the friend that I'm going to build an investment, you know, company with? And here's the thing, I don't want to build a company from scratch. I've done that working for Acer, I think, for 13 years. It shows me that is hard. So the new guy, I think his name is John Hope Bryan, African American guy, and the other Nigerian guy, I'm not gonna mess up his name. He's like, you want to tell me you can't find 5 friends that you can build a company with? And where we found out the Alibaba is what, 17 friends?
Mhm, mhm,
Yeah.
mhm, mhm.
And so the John guy says there's a lot of companies, thriving companies that are for sale. I don't know, it's like how many trillions of dollars is going to be moving around. And he said
Yeah.
within those trillions, 15 trillion of it is small businesses, right? It's small businesses in the form of a child care center, a child care center. Who can't buy a child care center and just keep the employees there and continue because the kids don't want it? Car dealerships, successful car dealerships like laundromats. These are businesses that are successful or right in your community making money that if you build your portfolio with them, you will be multimillionaire and you don't have to be the talent that is in these businesses. And so when I think about growing wealth, it's not about me starting a sole proprietor. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to start no new business from scratch. No, 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 no. I want to have money from my investments to be able to continue to allow me to buy other businesses and buy more property.
I mean, a couple of things to that. Right? First of all, when you're buying a child care center, don't go to Minneapolis and buy it, right? Because Minneapolis is going viral. So don't buy a child care center in Minneapolis. That's my only advice for you. But anyway, the other thing too to that, right? I think one of my New Year resolution, and we did a segment here where I think you know, couple of things before I get to that. One thing, right? One of my greatest regret, right, is that the reason why I love the stock market, right, is like you see when like Apple, these publicly traded companies, when you buy stocks in it and when you own certain shares, as a shareholder, they have quarterly, shareholder meetings. You go to these meetings, right? You go to these events. It's like before COVID, they were always at a specific location. So now they will have it at Disney World, they will have it in Orlando, they will have it in California, or wherever, depending on the company, right? If you're a Target shareholder, Target will bring all its shareholders to a specific location. These are places, man, you can wine and dine with. It's like they
The
that's where you
he's
build
the
your
who's.
network.
Yes.
That's where you build your network. Before COVID, it always used to be in person. Now some of them have started doing it again, but after COVID, it went online. But right, they bring all of that shareholder, even when you have one share, so then you get a full ticket and hotel to go to that place. You never know who you might encounter, folks. So that's why I love investing in the stock market, right? Because like these connections, right? It's like, like we black people, especially like immigrant, we avoid these things. But if you're a shareholder, like on the JP Morgan chase, Wells Fargo, when they're having a shareholder quality meeting, either in person or Target or whatever, they bring all of that share. So then you can afford ticket and a hotel to go there. You never know who you might meet in those places. And these are invaluable networks, Miss B. You might meet
Exactly.
these
And it's
these are
interesting you brought that up because I did go to a Target annual shareholder meeting once. I went there on the side of being an activist.
oh,
So working working for Acer has put me in
okay.
like some of the most unusual spaces. So
Mm.
we went to the Target annual meeting in Oregon, and it was a 1-day trip. Oh my God, it was so exhausting. Left here bright and early in the morning, landed, did some pre-meetings, and then we showed up, a group of us, at the annual shareholders meeting. And what we were there was addressing the janitors with in partnership with Setool. So Setool is a union that advocates for equal rights for workers, and equal pay for workers. And so we were addressing the equal rights and pay of Target janitorial services that they were getting from, say, Tools members. And so
You
that's
liberal.
why we went.
Okay.
And there were other things too. We were fighting. We were working with Take Action and was trying to do the ban the box. So that's why you'll see now there's not a box on applications where people have to declare if whether or not they have a felony. It is when they are going to they get to the interview, and then that's when they are able to declare that, right? So what we were realizing is that because people would put that on the application, they weren't getting an opportunity to even interview for a position. So it's called ban the box. So it was those things, we were policies and issues we were advocating for, that landed me at a Target shareholders meeting. But it was exciting, like you said. It was very exciting. And I do realize that when you do have shares that you can start, but besides that, it was even just today, like you saying, it's a great networking opportunity. But at the end of the day, it's about who you know in this country, in this world,
But
regardless of
that's when you get to know people, though. That's when you get to know
your.
people.
And that's why I say it's interesting you brought that up, because just today I exemplified that for Seisha. She's been applying to Target and she hasn't gotten called back, right? So we're there, and young people are working there. Young guys look ringing us up. Shout out to Logan. Indulge in conversation with Logan. I'm like, Logan, my daughter's been trying to get a job here. What's the deal? He proceeds to tell us, like, well, to be honest, this is not the right time, because right now, especially you're looking for seasonal work, they're laying off people because the season's about to be over. And when I applied was in October. So you got to apply early if you want to get the seasonal job. I said, she didn't apply early. So thank you, Logan. We left Logan. I said, Stacia, life is about who you know. You have to start networking. And I'm teaching her at age 16 the power of networking. I say, you see, we learned a lot and all I did was decided to talk to Logan, and he had a lot to say. He was like, oh, and besides that, and when he got done, he was like, how are you ladies enjoying your day today? I said, you see? She was like, okay, mommy. But it's all about networking. Growing wealth is about who you know.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. If you're a shareholder, though, these companies, folks, you're listening to us tonight. If you're a shareholder in any of these companies, before COVID, that was a regular thing. They bring all of their shareholders to a specific location. I think they have started doing that now, but some of it now, if you want to be at home to attend, be on a video call or conference call, you can do that. But in person, okay, you'll meet Tim Cook if you're Apple shareholder. You'll see Tim Cook Kolo Kolo, as Lebron may say, right? You might not be able to,
Vis-a-vis. Vis-a-vis.
yeah, vis-a-vis, right? You'll see if you're a Google shareholder, you'll see, out of the big, the big shot, if you're Chase, you'll see Jimmy Diamond, all the stuff. But my point is, you see folks, right? Some people just you're into our folks, man, that will give you connections, give you ideas, give you even because some of these, right? You see some shareholders, they have different shares in other companies. Okay, have you thought about the other company? Have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? So I think that's where, right, the connection you make in those gathering on a whole different level. But back to the 2026 New Year resolution, man, it's like that's to me, like I said, coming to 2025, I wanted to be there, but now going to 2026, just want to continue to appreciate God for His blessing, right? It's like,
Praise God. Yeah.
yeah, and then like keep being a good father to my kids, right? I want to be the maternal, resolution. And I also like want to travel more, keep on because like it's like I was listening to
Oh,
this
you
episode.
love it. You have that travel bug now, Abe.
No, no, no. But
What's
I
that
was
to
listening to this episode, right? I was listening to the episode. It's like people wondering what is happiness, mm?
Mm,
And the answer to that was is like we have this routine. Everyone have this routine in America. Do you remember when you get up every day and go to work and come back? Do you remember every like that your normal routine? Do you remember what you do, what you actually do during your normal routine, Monday to Friday, go to work, come? Do you remember what everything you do?
no, you're not
No,
maintaining that. But every
exactly.
time
But
you travel, you remember.
memories.
Yep.
My point I'm trying to make is memory. Even you don't even have to get on a plane or go to a different state. Even locally, you have to be intentional about trying to make memories.
Yep.
So I guess my point is one of my New Year resolution in 2022 is to make more memories with my
Hmm.
kids, right? It's like just to do things because at the end of the day, right? When you go to funerals or when you go to, when you bury the person, right? When you had a repast, they showing all these videos and all those stuff. What are they showing there, right? It's the memory.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's so sad. Some people
I have
don't have
not
any.
done anything. Like I
Not
was
really.
thinking about my brother as I was writing his obituary yesterday. I was like, D Frank, you have not lived a life at all.
Did he travel?
No,
Did he do it?
no. Born and raised and literally lived his whole life where he was born and did
Not
everything. And mind you, Rhode Island is so small. You lived in
America,
the
so
smallest
when you
state.
live in a state, right? Even you can live in California. California will become small. If that's all you do, it will become very small to you because that's
But
all you are
literally lived in the smallest state, I think, in the
in the
union.
in the union. Yeah. Well, it's either between Rhode Island and Vermont, but I think Rhode Island is smaller than
Rhode
Vermont.
Island is the smallest. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And
Rhode Island, nothing is more than 15 minutes away from each other.
wow.
And you can spend a couple hours just circulating within 7 minutes of just the island, basically.
Uh,
Seriously.
uh,
Yeah. And so, like you say that it is about memories. And, I've been blessed. And I think that's where we got kind of like, a little carried away. And, when Sasha about to graduate is like, okay, empty nesting, retirement, all those things starting to kick back in and was like, okay, this window seems like it's getting smaller for us. And so let's go back to being focused. But I mean, between 2014 and now, we have traveled. There are years where I would take no less than 10 trips.
yeah. I mean, it's like that's what it is, right? It's like that. Yeah.
No less than 10 trips.
10 trips, you see? That's and you can never beat that, right? Because about the memory. I said I was listening to the episode about, the whole idea of creating memories of, how to have those memories, right? Because it says like that's the key to happiness, you know. That's the key to happiness, creating memories. People
Yeah.
think about, oh, what is happiness? Because the normal routine you and I go through, and like every morning, wake up, junior school year, wake up, get my kids ready for school, drive them up to school, come, get ready for work. If I'm working from home, get to work, and then if I'm going to the office, drive them home, go to work, coming back, pick them up. I don't even. I look forward to the like. Not that I look forward to it. It's something I have to do, so I don't even remember my day. Right? I just feel my day is so stressful. But anytime we travel together, right, it's like we do things together. It's like those memories.
Yeah.
And we're just saying, right, if you want to know what is, if you are sad in your life and you feel, just maybe like the normal routine you keep doing, right? Maybe change it, just change it up. Maybe go up north. There's a lot of things to do in the Lou, Alexandria. Just go up, do something, change your routine, right? Because it create memories. So maybe like one of my New Year resolution, right, is to create more memories. 2026, actually, to create more memories, no matter my situation. Whether I'm still broke, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to create more memories,
Yeah.
right?
And
Because
for
at the end of
me,
the
yeah.
day, go ahead, go ahead.
No, I just say I want to create more memories, but I want to make sure that I remain economically focused. So for me, like creating more memories and saying being economically focused, like plan it better, like plan it and
That's
budget
what that's
for it.
that's that's what you need to do, right? I'm not
Yeah,
saying like you have to break the bank. You don't
no,
like.
'cause
I'm not gonna be the person like, gosh. First of all my travel I do is local. International stuff is not for me right now, right? Because
yeah,
it's too expensive, right?
yeah.
So I stay local. So I know within my budget.
Domestic, say domestic because local people would think Minnesota. He's doing domestic travel in within the United States.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Domestic. It's still. I mean, it's cheap. I'm not saying it's cheaper, right? But you know when I say
We're not going to Africa, we're not going to Asia, but I think we
and
are
I
in
ain't going to
2026.
Europe because I
We're
feel
going to
like
Tokyo.
that is breaking the bank for me. To me personally, that's breaking the bank. Even though it could be good memories, but that's just breaking the bank. But I just the continental United States is so beautiful. Different states is so
Oh my
beautiful. There's so
goodness.
much to do, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's 50 states plus couple of territories. I have not been to any. I've not been to all of them. I want to go to all of them. So every year where I want to create all of, I want to create more memories. So 2026, that's my, is keep creating more memories within the continental United States, especially with my kids. Like the Arizona, you have I have only transited through Phoenix. I have never been to Arizona.
Wow.
I have never been to Arizona, right?
And I
I
go
have
to
only
Arizona every
transited through
year.
Phoenix, right?
Love
Is
it.
I have never been to Arizona, so so maybe 2026 is a place I need to experience. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So it's just keep creating more memories, no matter my life situation. That's my 2026 resolution.
2026, I might even go to Ohio because of Dave Chappelle.
Oh,
Dave, Dave
but you
Chappelle
say you don't
said
like you say you don't like Ohio. You been there. You say you don't like it.
Ohio, Iowa, Montana. There's just certain states, just the name, I'm like, what am I gonna go find there?
You
Arkansas.
never know. These places be beautiful though.
So I'm gonna go to
Ohio is a
Ohio in
beautiful place.
2026, and I wanna go to Nashville. I wanna go to Nashville, Tennessee, because I've been hearing Nashville is the new Houston. So I wanna go
Not
to
not just
Nashville.
the New Houston. I don't know about that, but I just know
Yes.
country music.
That's what I've always thought. And I'm like, why am I love country music, but I'm like, why am I going to Nashville? So I know two different sets of people went to Nashville, and it was like, Denise, you guys have to go to Nashville. Y'all like to travel, y'all have to go to Nashville. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Nashville. I want to go to Nashville. And then St. Louis, Missouri, is another one that came up recently saying that we should go to St. Louis.
Mm.
Because I guess St. Louis has the world's largest zoo
Oh wow, okay.
and it's
You
free.
know, okay, so here's the thing though, right? When you travel, right? I never knew Atlanta, Georgia has the largest aquarium in the world.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I never knew that.
I didn't know it was the largest, but it's a big thing. Like
No,
Georgia has a lot.
it is the largest aquarium in the world.
I
They
didn't
will
you
tell
see?
you that, right? The tourist guide will tell you, they'll give the history of that stuff, things like that, right? I said, wow, really? In the
Yeah.
world? You mean in the world? They say,
Whole wide
yes.
world. Yeah.
Wow. It's like, and that's one of the biggest attractions in Atlanta. Honestly, the whole world. I mean, you see Chinese, folks from Asia, folks from all over the world. The day we went there, it was packed.
That and the Coca-Cola factory.
Well, yeah, and then in
Did you go to
1996,
Martin Luther King's Boulevard to go see the
yeah, I mean,
house
yeah,
where he used to
yeah,
live in? Okay.
yeah,
That
yeah.
whole area is a good tourist area too. If you
Yeah,
want
so
to go
that's that's the thing where you travel to these different cities. These are
yeah.
the things that you actually experience. Right? So that's the memory part because you take pictures, and your kids will take pictures, and then with the smartphone we have these, they will remind you, oh yeah, you remember, and things like that. But yeah, that's to me, it's just keep creating more memories. 2026, right? Beyond now, I want to go beyond Elon Musk, right? It's like I done Elon Musk stuff. I want to start getting more bread. You can't just be one. You can't just be one of Elon Musk and not getting the bread to follow that, right? So that's my, those two resolutions: create more memories and start making Elon Musk type of bread or Elon
Yes.
Musk type of money, right? That's what I want.
Yes.
It's like two things. And then for Inner Cycle Podcast, I want to make sure we are all over your screen. We want to
Mm-hmm.
be the voice of the immigrant in the community, right? We want to be all over. We want to travel to different cities, right? Like you love travel, I love travel. You love red carpet. I ain't into too much red carpet stuff, but just go to various communities, right? Interviewing people,
Yeah.
right? I want to go to Philadelphia, interview people. I mean,
Yeah.
Philadelphia, one of my favorite cities, man. City of brotherly love is one of my. It's like people be talking like, oh, yeah, in a Liberian immigrant community, Philadelphia have one of the best acheke,
Yeah.
it's like, all
The
these things.
food in Philly is, I will have to attest to it. It is good.
Really?
Yes, my
I mean,
aunt used to have a restaurant out there. My auntie D.
I don't
I
go
feel
there for
like
the
she's one of the
food.
best African
I don't go there
chefs.
for people don't know this well, but I think Philadelphia, especially when it comes to the African immigrant community, where Philadelphia has one of the best entertainment scene. If you don't like to sleep, you like to party, you go down there, they'll take you from one party to the next, and you say, damn, it's like people think Minnesota though, but I mean Philadelphia, man, is like it's a whole on a whole
It's
different level.
it's longer. The night goes longer in Philadelphia for sure. You can start out midnight, 1 a.m., and you can still be going in Philly. Versus
Until
Minnesota.
until 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. or whatever or however
Mhm.
long you want to go and you wake up in the morning, fresh pepper soup, everything is still fresh. You say, damn, dude, is that what's going on here, right? I mean, even New York. New York is people talk about New York. New York City doesn't sleep. When it comes to the African immigrant community, I think Philly to me is the best. I don't know, but I think I would pick Philly any day.
I feel like there's more Liberians in Philadelphia than New York. Or I mean, I'm not messing with Staten Island. Yeah, that's where they all are. I went there once, and I was like, not my scene.
Okay, so you don't like it.
I quicker mess with Jersey
But
than New
Jersey and Philly, I mean Jersey and Philly. Well,
Philly's good. Philly's right next to Jersey. I think they're like just a bridge apart, basically,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But yeah, that's why I said I quicker mess with Jersey. Of course, I'm in Philly. I love Maryland, Baltimore. I rock with B more. But that New York, not that Staten Island. I'll do New York. I'm sorry, I may be a little bougie, but I like Manhattan, New York, Brooklyn. Brooklyn is nice. Brooklyn is nice. Brooklyn, New York is nice. Manhattan is nice. Harlem, but how y'all leave Liberia and go sit on the Staten Island?
Okay, anyway, I'm not gonna. You see, anyway, you Congo woman, so you don't know,
Y'all
but starting,
y'all
yeah,
leave that place. Y'all leave
starting
that.
island, starting island. It's like folks that live there, man, they love it. Park Hill, people love Park Hill.
Oh my gosh. I think Park Hill worse than Staten Island. Oh my gosh. Park Hill is worse.
So. But
The
anyway,
apartments are tight. It's not even 100 square feet of space, I don't think.
don't get me started about the apartments on Staten Island or in Park Hill or whatever. Don't get me started. I don't know. It's like I'm not gonna get into that. Right? Maybe
I've
people gonna
never
get me in trouble.
seen things that small until I went to go visit. I'm like, what? This is it.
And then did you ask them how much you're paying for those?
I didn't even want to know, but I think her particular thing, she told me she was paying 26, and this was like 2017-ish. So I
No,
can just imagine.
okay. Yeah.
It was
Well,
literally, we were like this, and it was only three of us in there.
now you wonder why Zora Madani, right, became the mayor of New York because like folks are paying millions of thousands of dollars for apartment and then like you say, well, okay, why are you living here again? Really? It's like there's
And
15 states plus two territories. Why are you in New York
I was just
and
about to
you're
say,
paying
why
this
don't
much
they
for
just give them vouchers to leave? The state, it's an island. It cannot handle the population size. That
but you know
math
what?
is
I
not
mean,
mathing.
well, no. That's the thing though, right? There are certain places, and I can understand there are certain places when you live in America, you never want to leave. New York, Philadelphia, I think the entire East Coast, right? It's like those folks in those places never want to leave.
Yeah.
Never want to leave. I always want to like I have a good friend of mine who lives in New York. When you're talking about your investment bank, he said, "Do in finance, why don't you move to New York? You'll make a lot of money." I said, "Dude,
Thank you.
that's the last place I ever want to live. New
Thank
York.
you.
That's
Thank
the
you.
last place I ever want to
Mhm.
live, right? It's like maybe for the multi-millionaires, right? Is that they love it because hey, they are living in, this nice,
Right, they're
it's like
not consuming huge spaces either. And if they are, they got to go up.
yeah, yeah.
And so, and that's the unfortunate thing because just think that if they're occupying 6 levels, just know how many people they're taking away from having shelter. There goes my little side again. Just think like I think one of the people that actually live in New York, because New York is so expensive, is Seinfeld, Jerry Seinfeld, right? And even him complains about how much it costs him to live in New York. But it's like the place is tight. It's tight, I swear. California, I know their population dropped down a little bit during COVID because a lot of people have left California to go to
Texas or
Houston,
Florida. Yeah, Texas. Yeah, yeah,
Arizona.
yeah.
A lot of them went right next door to Arizona. Unfortunately, I've made cost of living in Arizona extremely high. But even they were smart enough, and California is way bigger than New York, right? But at some point you just figure like it's too expensive to live here. The population is just ridiculous, right? Like move. New York has 19 million people, I think, living there.
More than it will even be more than that, right? But as I
No,
said, the thing, the appeal to that is like folks that live New York, they love New York. You hardly get someone. My friend been living in New York forever since what I mean. I came here before him a little bit. And he and I came here very young, but he been living in New York, right? Like the entire time, the entire time. You
it's a
can't.
gateway. It's a gateway. It's the waters. People land there. It's a gateway, and that's the person in that gateway that just close the door behind it and don't go anywhere else once they
Don't,
land.
you know what I mean? So like I tell folks, right? It's like, especially like when I visited one of my friends in Harlem one day, I said, "Really? You actually living here? Do you remember the 50 states plus couple of territories, and you can move in places that North Dakota I have whole like open field. You can come to Minnesota, you can come to Texas and have an open field. It's like it's spacious and everything. Why are you still living here, right?
Do
And
they even
folks
have
love it.
grass? Is there even grass in New York?
Yes, no, not New York City, but yeah, New York as a state, yeah, they do.
Oh,
Yeah. But anyway, you know, um, man, so those are my New Year resolutions, right? It's like, start making Elon Musk type of money, not his trillions or millions of dollars. And then
$600 billion. I mean, at some point, I'm just like that stuff. That number is just so fake. He's
no, it's
never.
not fake. That's a real
It's
number.
just fake. It's not because, and we need to put stuff into perspective. It's $600 billion in assets, people. People just think this man has $600 billion sitting in a bank account
In
somewhere.
cash? Oh no,
He can
no, no,
just go
no.
and withdraw it. No,
No,
you have
no,
to put
no.
things in perspective for your Africans. Let's put things in perspective for our audience. He has $600 billion in assets.
Yeah.
Assets, right?
That can afford him to live the lifestyle he wants to live, right? He can have when you want access to money, or he cannot go today and withdraw $600 billion.
No,
Nah, he can, even if when you want to withdraw $100 billion, he cannot even do it, right?
no.
Because it's not just the cash is not just
It's
sitting
not
there.
cash is not there.
Yeah,
Of
yeah.
that 600 billion, I wonder how much of it is actual cash though. Like maybe in the hundreds
Zero
of
might
billions.
zero might it might be cash. Zero. They don't rich people don't keep cash in bank accounts. One of the things rich people,
No.
right? I'm not. It's like
I
I
mean, you
get it.
want to pay for his little things, yeah, but he's not even keeping hundreds of millions of dollars in the bank. You're right. He's
He's
not.
not keeping. He's but first of all, right, and the reason why when folks say, I think mistakenly, I don't want to. I want to blame folks who say, "Oh, rich people don't pay taxes," but then what they do, they lay off of debt. He has his credit card, right?
Exactly.
And swipe it everywhere he goes. At the end of the month, he write a check and, I mean, pay off. But
So the money that's paying the credit card bill though, like where is that coming from?
from his assets.
But it still has to be income to pay the credit card bill.
So that's why the reason why is like
Or are
you
those company credit cards?
first of all, right? Yeah, you have company credit cards where you can expense, right? Expense reports. Even if you have your own personal credit card, right? It's like you don't pay taxes on debt.
You
And
don't
rich
pay
people
taxes on debt, but I have to get paid to pay my credit card bill. So
mm,
how does Elon Musk pay his
well,
credit card bill?
you might have to go ask either more personal accountant that I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tell you.
It has to be the companies are paying all of it has to be under the company.
Maybe like what expense, like company paying for his living expenses, his food, his
Bonus.
travel.
Okay, so if you and you know what I realized because we did that, this country, every little thing they must take, even you get a bonus, IRS must take their percentage from it. 22%, 24% of your bonus, they must get their cut.
But here's the thing though, right? About just I mean, if you get like the lump sum amount, avoid getting lump because bonus that's what it is. Lump sum amount, right? Give lump sum amount. That's where IRS come and get you. Avoid those things. Okay. Avoid lump sum amount, right? Bonus to me is overrated because that's where
Mhm.
IRS come after you, right? Depending on your tax bracket, if you're in a 35% or 40% or 20%. So imagine, right, if you're getting like 20,000 out, 40% of it will go to IRS before the other one comes to you. Yeah, I mean, those are lump sum amounts. So IRS come after is very, very hard, So, but that's what it is, man. But man, 2025 has been a good year.
Yeah,
2026, man, it's like in a few more hours. And are you gonna watch night tonight? That's how we started the show. Are you gonna watch night or you don't do watch night?
I don't do wash night. I can't tell the last time I think we did wash night maybe 2008.
Okay, okay, okay.
That was the last time I did wash night. It's been a long time. And when we're home, we don't even do a whole countdown. We're not watching um what is it, Dick Clark's countdown New Year's
Mhm.
Eve. No, I think what will happen normally at midnight, we'll recognize that it's the next day. We'll tell each other Happy New Year, maybe drink or toast to it. That's about it.
So here's my as we try to wrap up this segment, I'll give you one last one and stuff. I got a personal New Year resolution, but I'll let you go first. Is like if you have any, it's gonna be to anyone that know me, right? But I just want to I want to try this, right? I don't know whether it's gonna work. I might break it. People have these New Year resolution, and then sometimes they say they want to lose weight, they want to lose a couple of pounds, or they want to gain weight or whatever. It's like I have mine for 2026. But Miss B, as we wrap up this show, do you have any like maybe personal or whatever specific or something New Year resolution for 2026?
So I will be working more on my social platform, and increasing my content. So I'm asking God for more capacity to increase my social content. And on my content, what I'll be pushing is wealth building, generational wealth building, investment and investing with shared ownership, partnerships, mergers, acquisitions. Those are the kind of things that I'll be pushing on my social platform. And so I have a plan for it, a strategy for it. I'm just hoping my New Year resolution is to actually be working towards executing my plan that I have for my social platforms. So
I mean,
that's
when you brought that up, bro, one of the most, Peterson and I were recounting or recapping everything we did on the Inner Circle podcast in 2025. One of the segment I enjoy here, right, was trying to, like, you, myself, and Miss Jerry did a segment on here about building, like putting community capital
shared
together,
ownership.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. I enjoy that segment. The reason why I enjoy that segment because I think that's what holding our community back, right? Like
Yeah.
we don't look. I'm gonna be controversial on here tonight. One maybe the statement I'm making, right? But whether you like the Somalians or not and stuff like that, what I think, whether you think they are committing fraud or not, well, I think right they are successful in Minnesota. Man, these people believe in one another.
They do. They come together. I
Okay,
mean, the fraudulent people are a small amount of people, right?
I don't want to
So
get into that aspect of it.
no, I agree with you. I'm gonna support you on what you're saying. The
Yeah,
fraudulent people is a small amount of people. I will say there's a great more so amount of them that are amassing wealth legally in this country or in this state of Minnesota than there is in the fraudulent side. So you're onto something. They are together. They are
yeah.
their own bank and they're doing it debt free.
They
Debt
are
free.
doing everything together, and I've seen like like they one of the issues that's holding the Liberian immigrant back in America, especially in Minnesota, is like if you know something, you don't want to share with me because you think it's
Yeah.
a gospel, right? You don't want to
Yeah.
share with me because you think it's going to make you and I rich. You don't want me to be rich. You only want to be rich by yourself. That's the thing that's holding maybe the West African immigrant or the Liberian immigrant community back. But the East African, these folks are working together. They are building
Yep.
wealth.
Yep.
Okay. And so all of the fraud is like when I hear some of the money email focus and cutting, I say, like, really? He actually is like, he actually, it's like someone from the Somali community actually stole $14 million. Are you serious? Yeah. African? Yeah. Oh, okay. It's like
Just think of how much more money they have accumulated on the legal side, though. If you think
that's what
about,
I'm saying. It's like,
yeah,
but
yep,
I think it's about collaboration, community. So I mean, the point I'm trying to say there is right. one of the segments I enjoy in the Inner Circle Pack in 2025, especially as I really, really enjoy our business segment. But you, myself, and Miss Jerry were trying to build our community wealth, right? It's like, it's like putting community capital together.
Yeah.
Did a segment on that encouraging the community. Yeah, but that's something we did. I actually enjoy it, right? Maybe like going in 2026, we need to lean in that more. So I'm supporting what you're trying to get into with your personal stuff, but we should lean into that more. Encourage the community to work with one another, collaborate, build
Yes.
wealth together.
Yes.
Doing it by yourself, it will take you long. And
Oh
guess what? You don't even get rich. You know,
statistically says if we continue to move in the trajectory that we move as the Black community, we won't close the wealth gap until the year 2772.
okay, you and I will be dead and gone, and we'll be probably, our kids will be dead and gone.
So
You
that means
know,
we need to do something different like yesterday.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
you know what? That's going to be our New Year's resolution, Abraham. You and I are going to host an investors meeting.
Okay, yeah,
That's our
yeah,
word for 2026.
we should play on that. We should play on that, right?
Yes.
And we can. I can bring probably. I can bring JP Morgan Chase, West Fargo. We can say, hey, look, man. Instead of you guys giving us handouts, come and host an investment day forum, right? Just for the Black community,
Yeah.
especially the immigrant Black community. Yeah, maybe we can work on that. I think
Yeah.
so, right? Yeah, it
That's
should be our.
another resolution for us for 2020. That's a shared ownership resolution.
Okay, I'm into that. I buy. So yes, my personal resolution, right? For all those that know me, right, as we close this segment, I'm gonna give up alcohol for a year, 2026.
I'll
Yeah.
hold you to that.
Okay, that's what
I
I'm saying.
left
I'm not
alcohol in
breaking.
April of 2021.
No, I'm not quitting though. I said I'm just giving it up for a year for 2026. Right.
I gave it up for since April, so we'll see.
Oh, since April this year, 2024. Yeah, so I'm giving it up for like it's like for
Starting when
2026
you're
tomorrow.
starting today or tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So I'm
So
getting
now you're gonna go and
exactly until 11:59 p.m.
good
and then
luck.
January 1st, I'm done.
Good luck.
Okay. So I'm gonna try for a year. I might break. I don't know though. It's like I'm thinking to myself, are you actually gonna am my kids gonna hold me accountable? I know it's like they're gonna say, Dad, don't you dare. You remember? So but that's my personal New Year resolution.
I'm proud of you for that. I hope you stick to it.
Okay. I pray too that I stick to it, right? Because guess what? I'm working out. I go to the gym every day, but man, because of the Guinness, right, my stomach just So I say, let me try, let me try this thing. Maybe in my workout,
Too
let
much
me try this thing.
yeast. Too
Yeah,
much yeast.
yeah, exactly. So, oh man, Miss B, Happy New Year. It's
Happy New
been
Year to you,
it's
bro.
been a great segment. Safe
Yes.
travels tomorrow. I know you're traveling tomorrow. Safe travels. I
Thank you.
know if you're the one delivering the eulogy, make sure you deliver a good eulogy. It's life. Wishing you and your family, praying for you and your family. That's how life is, right? Life happens. But I hope
Mhm.
I wish you guys Happy New Year, you and your family. Safe travels tomorrow and
You
see you
too.
back here
Happy New
in
Year to you and
2020.
the
See
family.
you back here in 2026 for
You
us to
too.
build. For us to build Inner Sago, make Inner Sago even more bigger, the most trusted platform on in the immigrant community in the United States. So thank you so much, man. It's been a blast.
It has.
Mm.
Bye, everyone.
Okay,
Happy New
good night.
Year.
Yep. Happy New Year to you.